Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Mellox Den. Today we are in the new spot that we said that we were going to be. There's still a few things we've got to add in, like a new backdrop and stuff like that, but as you can see, better lighting compared to last time. This is going to be a shorter video. Isaac and I are not feeling right today. We're both sick, as you saw in the Facebook video yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the best, but we'll persevere.
And I'm starting to feel it as well, just completely bloody drained. Alright, anyway, today's video is going to be about armour maintenance, because the common question I get at the events is, how do I keep my armour clean? Now, there are many different ways, but I'm not saying what people do is wrong or any of that stuff. This is my personal way on how I look after my chainmail. As I said, today's video is going to be about chainmail. Next video is going to be about Isaac's plate, because he actually hasn't gotten it back from the guys from Abbeyfest yet. So yeah, pretty much what I actually use is, first off, sandpaper. Right, first you want to get hold of some 180 grit to get rid of any really tough, thick, rusted spots. Then to kind of polish it up afterwards, you finish off with some of this, which is 800 grit. So, yeah. Now, handy little trick to stop your chainmail from rusting, besides the fact that you can buy zinc-coated stuff that doesn't rust, which is what my buttered chainmail upstairs is made of. This is 18 gauge steel without the coating, so even just a bit of water on it, I've had rust spots under the armpits from sweating in summer and all that stuff. But a good way when you're not using this to actually help is a pillowcase. People can use other things. I personally use a pillowcase.
Yeah, the old oil pillowcase is a favourite among reenactors as well.
Pretty much what I do is, when I'm not using it, I put the chainmail inside this and spray it with good old WD-40. You know what they say, if it's stuck and it won't move, use this. And if it does move and it's not meant to, super glue or duct tape. Pretty much I just coat the inside of this with WD-40, chuck the chainmail in, and I spray it again and then wrap it up. That way, when you're not using it and it's sitting in its bag, the fumes keep it oiled. But a heads up, you will get dirty when you put it on next. You will end up with grease marks on you. A good way to clean it though is, we do have a good old mannequin over here with, so good old mannequin over here with a yak tablet on it. You can chuck the chainmail on it and use wire brushes just to give it a light brush every now and then to stop it. But if it's something that's not too bad or not too hectic, the best way I've found out to clean it is self-cleaning. And by that I mean this. You pick it up and you just do that. Especially a flat riveted chainmail with all the coarse edges and the rivets in it, as it moves around like that, it will self-clean.
Other methods that work similarly to that is, I have heard of people effectively putting their mail in a cement mixer but with sand.
Or cracked nutshells.
Yeah, or cracked nutshells, sometimes small rocks. As the abrasive nature of it will rub the rust off. Unfortunately, if you were to use sand though, then you have to contend with it being covered in sand.
Which sucks.
Yeah, so, which is a bit painful to clean. But if you have the time and the perseverance, hand scrubbing it's one of the best ways to go, because you can ensure you get it up to a nice sheen.
Yep, but I'll actually take this out of the bag. As you can see, there's no rust on it, there's no One common thing I have heard from people that have seen my chainmail is, don't use WD-40, it'll eat away the leather straps. And to that I call, not true, false. Mainly because I have had these straps on here for a good couple of years, and I've used WD-40 nearly every time I've gone out and come back. And they're still holding up as tough as they were when I installed them. So yeah.
With that in mind, it is fairly thick leather on there.
Yeah, I think it's buffalo hide.
So if you had thin, softer leather, WD-40 would wreck through it. A few times I've had gloves on reenactment gauntlets where I've cleaned the glove or cleaned the whole gauntlet with WD-40 and it has weakened the gloves, but they were very, very soft leather. So unlike the leather buckles on here, which is good, strong quality leather. So if you have done a setup similar to Trent's and you've used cheap, soft leather, then WD-40 might be a problem, but really I would recommend doing that in the first place.
Which I have seen some people try and knock off my style of chainmail. I do remember I was the first one. Bloody phone. There we go. Fixed. I was the first one at Heroes Odyssey to actually come up with this method of just sick of it yanking out my hair, so I decided to put a split in it and put buckles on it to make it easier. Then not long after I came back after a little bit of a break and people were coming in with aluminium chainmail, which is a lot weaker, but like, I wouldn't say weaker, but not, I would not say go out and spar with steel swords compared to this.
Yeah, I would generally say a lot of the time people are wearing buttered mail, as we said in our other video, can pull apart, definitely if it is aluminium. So I have a preference for
riveted chainmail.
Yeah, riveted steel myself, but
yeah, no, the ones that
what your budget can afford.
The ones out here is obviously that they're, well, even at other LARPs that are starting to come out with the leather straps on it, they are actually aluminium riveted chainmail. But at the same time, they may be a little bit lighter. But one thing I have seen personally, because I have looked at someone's chainmail that has that specific one, the leather is a lot thinner. So there's a lot more chance of breakage. And I did give them a heads up on where to go to get some good leather that'll actually work, which I get all my leather from my braces to my boot covers, all that stuff from a place in Capella where we live, well, close to where we live, called Mac Lace Leather. It's a leather store that sells, besides leather, they sell a lot of leather crafting kit from buckles, rivets, even knives, tools, everything that you need for leather crafting, they sell it.
Yeah, so if you do live in this Redlands, even Greater Brisbane really, area, they are a good place to drop in to get leatherworking tools. The staff there are really nice.
And they actually do have a website, which will be put down in the link description down below. And yeah, pretty much that's all I can say about chainmail. It is, a lot of people do say that it is a lot of work on chainmail. It does take a lot of practice to get used to it and not have it rust. I don't really think so. I pay minimal attention to this and it pretty much keeps itself clean. As long as you're not pretty much just hanging it up on a bloody clothesline in the rain and in the sun, you're fine.
Yeah, they are a little bit water resistant, like if you get to it quick enough. I have a friend who once cleaned his mail with a pressure washer, or gurney as we tend to refer to it in
the
Australia.
old Aussie slang gurney.
Yeah, which he did it quickly, was able to blast all the excess and old oil off it and was able to dry it quick enough to re-oil it. Another thing after you have cleaned it, another good way to oil it is to use like the gun oil. It's more expensive, but you get a little more life out of it as opposed to WD-40. I find it doesn't really evaporate in the same way.
Yeah. Right now I'm actually behind the camera so we can actually show you a close-up, and Isaac will be my little demonstrator pointing out certain things.
Yeah, so you'll see this is Trent's mail shirt. He's opted for the short sleeves as opposed to long. Easier to get on.
Mainly for the archery reason, so that the rivets don't catch as you're pulling your bow back across your chest.
These are the lovely buckles as we were describing before. As you can see, the rivets themselves aren't actually steel.
They're actually copper.
Yeah. People wonder why would you use copper? Well, copper doesn't actually rust. So unfortunately with leather, it can maintain a bit of moisture. So if you were to use steel rivets, they can actually rust out while attached to the leather and create like nearly a chain reaction of rust that will spread across the mail. So in this instance, Trent was smart in the...
For once.
Yep, for once, in his choice of rivets. But otherwise, his shirt's actually very, very clean. As you can see, if you look at my hands, that's the average kind of residue that you'll get off an oiled mail shirt. Not as bad as mine, because I rarely clean mine, so it just has layers and layers of oil over it.
And I'm the one he calls over to clean it. Same with this plate.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise it's a very good mail shirt. And very clean. I'm surprised how clean it actually is. So Trent's advice, being in his little mail bag, as it were, his pillowcase.
And WD-40.
And WD-40 is really all you need.
So yeah. Alright, so that ends our small video on chainmail maintenance. As I said, the next video is going to be about plate maintenance. There is, unlike this, there is a lot more in depth to go with it, so it will be a little bit longer than this one. And hopefully we both will be feeling a lot better by then.
Yeah, if I seem fairly out of it, it's because I am.
We're both heavily medicated at the moment.
Yeah. Hopefully
That's
we'll
why
be
we're
over it.
That's why we're trying to stay together with some energy drinks.
Which is probably a bad idea in retrospect.
Well, it's not as bad as mixing alcohol with meds.
Yeah, true.
It's getting there, but it's not that bad.
But yeah, so we should be back to our sprightly selves.
And
next
hopefully
time.
with a new background.
Yeah.
And with this whole area fixed up. Which, when it is, we will be showing you all the way around. We pretty much tried it out here tonight to check out the acoustics and see how the sound goes in here. And yeah, on another note, we have hit finally 100 subscribers. I think as of just before this filming, we checked and it was 102 subscribers we're on now.
Which is freaking amazing. So
we'd like to thank you all so much.
A round of applause for all of you.
Yep. I would like to say thank you very much to everyone who has tuned in and loves these videos. We will give you a little bit of a lot of the announcements we said that we were going to put out at 100 subs have been delayed a little bit, mainly for timelines and this and that. And besides all that, a few things we can say is coming out is Isaac and I have actually been animated for t-shirts.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to eventually show you guys that. I haven't had a whole lot to do with it, it's mainly been a man Trent here, but
and also
just been very cool to see yourself animated.
Besides myself, the actual animator is our friend Cara, who's also a huge fan of ours. And she is absolutely amazing. She's been doing all these from rough tellings of, okay, I want Isaac riding a dragon while I'm hanging onto the tail looking scared and getting tagged along. And she's produced some amazing drawings and I've uploaded them up on the computer and touched them up on Photoshop. So soon we will have t-shirts coming out and a few other things, and I'm even looking into, we have also been made into pop sockets, which will be coming out soon. So soon you will have Mellox Den merch that you'll be able to purchase. And also we will be giving away some stuff soon when they all show up eventually.
Yep, everything's taken its sweet time, but what can you do?
I've been pretty much sitting on pins and needles going, come on, hurry up, I want to give my fans something to be excited about. But yeah, so that's a small taste of what's coming up, of what we can tell you so far. What's yet to come is really exciting.
But yeah, we're just going to continue to bring you bigger and better LARP content and bucket list content, of course.
We try our best to bring you a lot of... Every week we sit down and go, okay, what do they want to see this fortnight? So yeah.
So if you do have any suggestions, anything you'd like us to talk about or would like us to do
or see
for a video or see, feel free to just throw it in the comments below. We will read every comment.
Even if it's a current craze that's going on that you want us to do, feel free.
Yeah, anything.
We are very pleased to see that we have finally hit 100 subscribers. And the actually amazing thing was, you guys hit it before the goal. I said I wanted to hit at least 100 subscribers before my birthday, which was the 22nd, and you guys did it a good 2 weeks beforehand. So you cut it close, but you still got there.
Yeah, we love this community that's growing, and obviously the LARP communities that are already established and that we are a part of, and yeah, we're just looking forward to doing bigger and better things.
And we also love hearing the feedback from owners of LARPs going, oh, thank you for putting our name out there, thank you for doing press for us, and even the young kids that have come up saying, hey, we just started LARP and we got into it thanks to your videos, which I have heard a few times.
Yeah.
But one thing I actually do want to start doing is either once a fortnight or once a month, I wanted to start doing a shout out of the month.
Okay.
So a fan, either Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, we will start putting up a fan of the month shout out pretty much in the middle here in between us.
Sounds good.
So yeah, if you guys want to be in the shout out of the month, continue subscribing, continue watching and commenting, and we'll pick some. So yeah, until next time, if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.
Take it easy.